Let me tell you about one of the most assaulting culinary experiences I have ever experienced in my entire life. Picture this. I was invited to someone's apartment because we were having a committee meeting, and he said, I'm going to have dinner ahead of time. I'm making everything. I'm from Colombia. I'm going to make a lot of food, so make sure you come hungry. And then when we're finished eating, we can move into the committee meeting. I said, great. Love that. Great plan. Free meal that's really good home-cooked Colombian food. Great. Because I was raised on Mexican food. Being from Texas, we had a lot of Mexican food. I don't want to overstate it. But we went to Tex-Mex restaurants a lot. So I was kind of curious the difference between Colombian food and Tex-Mex and whatever. I was ready for an experience. So we show up, he puts all this food on the table. I'm ready to dig in. He goes, there's rice, there's beans, there's guacamole, there's a chicken dish, there's a meat dish, there's this, that, there's the other. I'm ready to go. I'm digging in. That's interesting. Okay. I go over here. That's it. I'm eating, and then someone said, do you have salt? He said, oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't use salt when I'm cooking, so feel free to add salt. And I thought, nothing salted. So nothing is salted. The rice wasn't salted, the beans weren't salted, the chicken, the meat, nothing had been cooked with salt. Let me go back about 30 years. I was at my boyfriend's, and his mother is eating some kind of oatmeal. And she starts going on about the fact that she says, you can't salt oatmeal afterwards. You have to salt it while it's cooking. You can't do it afterwards. You have to do it while it's cooking. So I've known this principle of rice and beans and oats and things. The salt needs to be cooked into it. You can't just add it afterwards and expect it to have the same effect. It really put me off just of him as a person, and he proved later on that he was not someone I had the patience to deal with. But just his whole way of going about things was wonky, and that was one little bit of evidence that he was wonky. No hate to Colombian food. I still haven't had good Colombian food. I'm sure it's marvelous. I'm sure good Colombian food is amazing. Cooking without salt isn't insane. And I know this because I cook with someone. I cook with someone. I'm leaving that in. I live with someone who he thinks I oversalt. I think he undersalts. So I said, we were making a curry the other night, and I just had the last bowl of it today, and I was like, grr. So we are cooking along, and I said, have you salted it? He goes, I'm going to wait till the end. I'm going to salt it then. It's like, whatever. As long as it's cooked into the thing and it cooks for a couple of minutes, the curry should be okay, right? So we're sitting down to dinner, and I'm like this with my fork again. Did you salt? Oh, no, I forgot. And then he continued eating, and I went and I was like, so it never got salted, and it just doesn't. He doesn't want to oversalt it because then also, I don't know, the salt's bad, butter bad, milk products bad. So he just doesn't like a lot of that kind of stuff. But I know that it enhances the flavor. It's very important for that. So it really brings out all the sweetness and the spicy and the this and the that and all the other all the tastes. That's what salt's function is. You have to have a little bit of it in there. When I was in my 30s, I would cook without salt just because I didn't know any different, and I got used to the taste of it. That was interesting. And then one time I got used to that, and then one time I went over to eat at somebody's house because I mostly ate at home because I didn't have any money because I was in my 30s and whatever. And I was eating at someone's house, and I was like, oh my God, this is really good. And for some reason, we got into this conversation. I was like, oh, he salts his food. And I was just used to the natural flavors of the food, salt really, really enhances the flavors of the food. So, cautionary tale: salt your food while you're cooking. And Molly from, oh God, she used to be on that Bon Appetit. What is her name? Molly something. She's wonderful. But she said you have to layer your salt. So put salt here, a little bit later, put salt here. It layers it. That's what I'm into. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. You get all these beautiful little layers of salt. So salt your food, y'all. The salt's not going to kill you. Too much salt will kill you. But a little salt in your food, that's what it's there for. Thanks for listening. If you got this far. See you tomorrow. Bye. Do you like how random all this stuff is? This is how my brain works. It's going to be random for a while till I find myself a niche. If I find